What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. I was almost early on that. Hair trigger. Thank you for all the support you guys have been showing me lately. I really appreciate it. The channel's been growing. I've been getting a lot of views, a lot of interaction. Thank you guys for all the interaction. Believe me, it goes a long ways. Today's story, I was thinking, do I want to do a YA story? Because people ask me about YA stories a lot. Do I want to do a YA story? Do I want to do an ad seg story? What do I want to do? I'm thinking, you guys let me know. I'm thinking of possibly doing a ad seg series. Maybe a 2 or 3 part ad seg stories. You guys let me know. Now, today's video has to do with an incident that occurred with Robert from Free World Robert. Free World Robert has a new channel on YouTube. Go ahead and check him out. He's told a story about doing time with me. I've talked about doing time with him. He talked about doing time with me. I met him when he says 18. I could have swore he was 19 when I met him, but he would know himself better than I know him, right? But I'm gonna tell you guys a story of an incident that occurred while we were in New Folsom together. So those of you that have seen the videos that have already been put out by him and by myself, we were on a mesa together in New Folsom. He was very young, like I said, but things occurred where he had to be assigned a seat on the mesa because of the prior leadership, the leadership that we took everything from. They put him in a position where he wound up getting a seat, and the rest of us were a lot more seasoned, but we made it a point to school him as best we could. You'll see another video. Unfortunately, there were people he kind of gravitated to more than myself and the guy that I would have considered like my right-hand man. We were more laid back, more willing to sacrifice for the homies, whereas the one that he gravitated to was more the old killer, Pinto, but a tecato, right? And unfortunately, you can learn some bad habits from people that have a habit. Now, we had been working together for a while. I believe he was on the mesa for about I want to say about a year, maybe about a year, right? And something came up. Now, let me backtrack for a second. New Folsom, before the 2000s. No, I think it actually went into effect around 2002. Around 2002, let's just say, I can't remember exactly, but there was always, AdSeg was an A facility, A5 and A6. In 2002 or around 2001, 2002, around that era, around that time period, they created what they called the standalone unit. It was a brand new AdSeg, pretty much built off of the blueprint of Pelican Bay Shoe, where there was tiers. It wasn't, it was just you go in there and there's a corridor and there's sections, to the left and right, straight sections. The gunner cannot see into any cell. All you see when you look out your door is a white wall. The bunks are in the back. They try to situate that using the Pelican Bay blueprint, right? But we're going to talk about, this story is going to take place during that time, but we're going to talk, I want to talk about first how prior to that, when AdSeg in New Folsom was on A facility, A5, A6, with overflow in 7 buildings, C section. You didn't want to be over there though. Now, during that time in the 90s, there were always legends in AdSeg. A6, C section is where they would house them. There would also be raza from Southern California there with them, but A5 was known as the knucklehead unit. A5, A section was the VCU, the violence control unit. I was in A5. I was in the A section of 5 building, and there are current legends right now that were there with me during that time that were just hardworking camaradas back then. But back then, because there was always legends in AdSeg, and I'm going to tell this because it's no longer in play. But because there was always legends back there, every 30 days, like clockwork, every 30 days, someone would get sent on a run. And a vato would be asked from Southern California if they'd be willing to help the pad, and it'd be just a fist fight. And they would be told which group. I'm not gonna say which group it was. They would tell them, pick somebody out of that group right there, and fire on them. You'll be back in 30 days. And they would load them up with all the dope, all the weed lines, everything that the legend, whatever legends were back there, were gonna need to party and be well aware of what was going on B facility. That guy was gonna take it to him, and then he would come back, and he would come back with whatever responses, or whoever was released. If he got somebody else was gonna get released before them, the legends would send them out with whatever responses there was, whatever. But that was how things were communicated. Remember, there was no cell phones back then. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, guys that accepted that type of mission were looked at as, I'm gonna keep it real, they were looked at as trucks, as lames. Like, serio, you're gonna fist fight? Because when a vato with, like, I don't know how to say it without it being disrespectful, but anybody that knew what time it was, if they were asked, maybe they were a youngster, but they still knew what time it was because of why or whatever else, or because they had already been schooled while in the county or whatever. If they were asked to do a jale like that, you could say no to that type of jale. What you say is, hey, homie, look, I'm trying to get points, Like, if somebody needs to get whacked, I'll do that. But I'm not a mule, I'm not gonna run. I don't want to do no shit like that. Like, all right, feed, man. The vato, the llaveros back then would be like, all right, cool. This vato knows what time it is. But anyways, so now let's fast forward. I believe it was, I can't even remember. Honestly, I can't remember. I want to say it was 2003. Free Robert World. Robert will know. He'll know exactly. I don't remember exactly. I want to say it was 2003. It might have been 2002. Whatever. At the time, there was overflow, AdSeg, and B1, and I think B2. There was just a lot of shit going on. And there was some very serious things going on. And some serious questions came out of the oil that needed to be addressed immediately. Everybody on the mess, I think I was the only one that had been there before, right? And so we were like, man, we got to get this message over there, this and this and that. And so I remembered the way things used to be done on B facility. And I said, well, check this out. How about this? We get two homies to get down. See, before they would pick an opposite group. But this, I told them, we can't have them do it because we needed the response immediately. We needed to get them what they were requesting. I remember part of what they were requesting, if I remember right, they needed cutters so they can cut the lockers. They needed that, and they needed some other things, but there were some serious questions that they needed answered. That they needed clarification on. So I told them, in order to ensure no matter what, we're gonna have to have two homies get down. One will go to B facility, the other one will go to C facility, but we'll get the response. Surprisingly, that is when Robert from Free World, I struggle saying that damn channel's name, Free World Robert. Check out his channel. Surprisingly, he said, hey, Holmes, I'm gonna raise my hand. I want to be one of them. I want to go back there to the Hoyo. And we're like, what? And that's when he had said, like, you know, I want to go back there. I want to meet these people, this and this and that. Okay. And we asked a younger homie from Bakersfield, about the same size as Robert. Robert was a little bigger than him, but about the same size. And he was like, yeah, I don't got a problem with it. And we explained to both of them, there's one of you is not coming back to this yard. So make sure anything any loose ends you got to tie up, you tie them up before this shit happens. But this shit has to go ASAP. They said, yeah, we got this. So boom, we gave them both, you know, their bundles. And they got down, I believe it was at like yard recall, right? Yard recall, and boom, 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 boom. You know, they did their little thing, and, you know, not trying to hurt each other. Obviously, that wasn't the point. The point was to get things where they needed to get things clarified, to get answers back ASAP. So they did their thing, right? They go to the back. Everything on the yard is still business as usual. Let's do what we do. Boom. Everybody's doing their thing, you know, the yard's running, whatever. I believe it may have been a little sooner than 30 days later, Robert comes back to our yard from Free World Robert channel. He comes back to our yard. And I have to, you know, at the time, I thought it was a horrible move, but I have to give credit where credit's due. He came out and he said, you know what, Holmes? I'm too young. I'm not ready to be in the position that I was in prior to going to the Hoyo. And we kept the seat for him, kept it open for him. And he said, I'm not ready. I'm not on that level. Having talked to who I talked to and dealing with you guys, I want to be a part of it, but from the side. I'm not ready for those responsibilities, right? So we're like, okay, cool. Everything was cool with him. I believe he handpicked who was going to take his seat. If I remember right, I don't know. Maybe he'll do a video on this and clarify. Maybe he'll see this video and clarify the things that I'm forgetting. But there's a rule. You guys have heard us talk about it. The no hands policy. When we sent Robert and the guy from Bakersfield to the Hoyo, we made it clear, hey, there's no issue there. This was done in order for a quick response, to get things to you so you can get things back to us. Make sure everyone is aware. Well, somewhere along the lines, the leadership in the Hoyo overlooked that part of the message. The homie from Bakers went to B facility, and when he produced his paperwork, he had no idea his life was in danger. The wheels started turning to whack his ass for a fight, for fighting another homie, for putting hands on a homie. It's not allowed. Luckily for him, and that is how dangerous things can get, how quick. The leadership in the oil overlooked an important message. So next thing you know, we get word, hey, this vato from Baker's, why did he do that? And this and that, and why did them vatos get down? Why didn't they use, handle it, And so again, and this time it was a real one. We had to send, somebody had to go. We sent some hitters. They got word back to him, and I told him, hey, I made it clear. This is why we did it, because we needed your response. If we would have sent one dude to go do something, how do we ensure, if it's a pegada, we're not going to get a response back, period. That guy's not coming back. We made sure within 30 days, somebody was coming back, and they got back out of shit. Hey, Spencer, you know what? You guys did say that. Our bad. They sent word to B facility. The homie from Baker's then found out, because he was like, holy shit, I'm never doing that again. Lesson learned for him, right? And something I want to bring up. Let me get off in these woods real quick. In the woods, not the woods of white guys. Let me get lost in the weeds. I seen in the video I did regarding Southern arrogance, there was so much positive feedback from that. But then there was several people that said, if Southerners are so gangster, if they're so much killers, then why are they the deepest ones in SNY? Because they have the hardest politics. That guy from Bakersfield would have got pushed over to SNY if the leadership on B facility would have moved fast. He didn't do nothing wrong. He wasn't a punk. He wasn't a rat. He had no debt. But they would have thrilled him. They would have sent hitters to hurt him bad. Would he have tried to come back? I don't know. But in those situations, so when you say why, if you look at the yards, there's only one group that really is, that's their form of discipline, is whacking the shit at you. The politics are very, very cannibalistic. So that's just a little quick answer to that. I can't deny that it say, oh, that ain't true. Yeah, okay, but the politics is the reason. The politics are cannibalistic and unforgiving. Anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Oh, hold up. I hit that earlier. My bad. My bad. I'm trigger happy right now. But anyways, do me a favor. Let's get over 1,000 likes on this one. I was asking for this. Let's talk, man. Let's talk for a second. You guys have been blessing me. My last videos it's been a couple months now. You guys have been showing up, man. That means you're getting the notifications. You guys have been showing much love, much support. I appreciate it. How do I get 20,000 views on a video and 900 and something likes? You don't like it? I'm just like, but somebody told me before, if you like the video, it jams up my phone and my day. Well, like it and then later act like you don't like it. Serio. Anyways, it's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video with someone who you think would enjoy it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.